Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chell and this is Chell Reads a Bit. It's another semester of the magical readathon. Who's excited? I'm excited. If you don't know anything about this readathon, it was created by G from Book Roast. I'll leave all the links down below. I totally recommend checking it out. I'd be very surprised if you don't know, one, who she is, and two, what this readathon is. But today I'm going to be doing my magical readathon TBR. I don't always do a TBR video, but this time around I decided I wanted to do one. So that is what we're going to be doing today. But before we get into all of that, if you enjoy my videos, please feel free to give a like and subscribe. I would love to have you here. It really makes my day and I love seeing you here. And let's get into the TBR. But first, if for some reason you don't know what the magical readathon is, like I said, it's a readathon created by G from Book Roast. You create a character. It's based in this school called Orilium in the world of Eldia, and it is very amazing, very cool. It's just so creative. G is a master, and her fiance Logan did a lot of the artwork. Again, I'll leave the links in the announcement for this round down below. It is the spring equinox. I've been doing it since it started, so I think this is like year 2 or 3. I forget. I don't know what year I'm on, but I am in the order of the crescent, and like the previous ones, since I haven't completed the career technically, I'm still doing Master of Elements. So that is the career that I'm going with for the spring equinox as well. I do have my notebook with all of the prompts and the books, and I do have the books here, and a lot of them are courtesy of my sister. Thank you to my sister for letting me borrow some of her books. I'm sorry if the audio or lighting or whatever is off or whatever, because I am still using my phone. I do have my camera right here, but it's hassle to pull out. I didn't charge the battery, so I am using my phone, so just bear with me. It's a chill video, and my hair's a little poofy. I just got a shower, so shh. Anyways, let's just get into the prompts. So like I said, I am doing Master of Elements. The first class is Elemental Studies. The course or whatever is called Lightning. So I needed to find a source of light on the cover. So I was having trouble, and I do have now The Shadow Bow Was Lost by James Islington from the library, but it's a chonky book, so I didn't want to go with that. So I went with A Treacherous Curse by Deanna Raybourn, the third book in the Veronica Speedwell mystery series. I started this while I was back in Thailand, and my sister does have the book, so I do have a physical copy. I know there's a audiobook on the library app, so if it's available I might pick that up, because I do need to read an audiobook for The Adventures in Aldi, which is a different thing entirely. We're not going to go into it. This is the first one, Source of Light, on the cover, because there's a moon here. So moon, I feel like that's a source of light. It's very hard with the source of light ones, because I'm like, I don't really know. So this is the one I'm going to be reading. I don't really think I'm going to go into the synopsis of every book in this video, so bear with me. This is just about Veronica Speedwell. It's a mystery series. The first one is A Curious Beginning. I totally recommend checking out. It's pretty fun. It's not a favorite series, but I really enjoy my time reading it, so I totally recommend it. I'm gonna read the third one. They're easy to get through, so that is why I chose that one, and my sister had the physical copy. So that's the first prompt, and sorry if I'm all over the place. I haven't done a TBR video in a long time, so bear with me. And then next is Shapeshifting, and that is Mimics. Read from an author who blurbed your last 5-star read, which was Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. My sister looked up to like who blurbed it, and most of them I just didn't want to read from, but then there was Carrie Maniscalco. So I do have The Kingdom of the Wicked, the Fairy Loot edition that I got a long time ago. I deleted chapter 2. So I was like, okay, I might as well. I've had this forever now and been meaning to read it, and it's time. It's been on my TBR forever. I didn't have it with me while I was in Thailand, so now that I have the physical copy with me, might as well read it for this and see how I like it. I know it's like a very mixed bag of who likes it, who doesn't like it. I think that it goes like it starts pretty YA and then it gets older as each book progresses, so I'm interested to see where it goes. I was interested in it when I got it in the Fairy Loot, so I'm excited to read it for the readathon. Hopefully I can get that done. Sorry, I'm not going into the synopsis of these books, because a lot of times I go in without really knowing anything about them, so until I'm reading them, not much I can really say. this is more just me showing you what I'm gonna be reading. I hope you're okay with that. And then animal studies, pebble ducks, cute. Yellow title. So this one was hard because I don't really have many books, at least that I want to read right now, that have a yellow title. So again, I went perusing my sister's shelves and found The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. You might not be able to see, but this is kind of yellow. At least she said it was, so I was just gonna go with that because I really wanted to read this and I was happy she had the copy. I know that it's just like a play on like there's Mary Jekyll, like the big classic like you know, Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And then I think she comes across Sherlock Holmes, Watson, and then she meets up with the women who are like the daughters or somehow connected to other ones, like I think Dr. Moreau's daughter and stuff like that. I've heard so many good things about this book. I've really wanted to read it. Sounds like something I would really enjoy, so excited that my sister had a copy and it fits a prompt for this magical readathon because it pushes me to read it sooner. And then I have Astronomy, Constellations 3, a Zodiac recommendation. So I went through a bunch of Zodiac recommendations on Google. A lot of them I just wasn't in the mood for. I put fantasy specifically. A lot of them either I've read or I didn't have any intention of reading. And then one, I think it was from BuzzFeed. What can you do? It said, well, I'm a Leo, so that's my zodiac sign. So I'm a Leo. And then one of them had The City of Brass by Shannon S.A. Chakraborty is what it's on this cover. I did have to leave my second and third book back in Thailand, and I'm very sad, but my husband will be bringing them back with him when he comes, so that's good. But I do only have the first one. It is a chunky book, which it might be a little bit to my detriment for the magical readathon, but we're gonna get through it. But this was on it for a Zodiac recommendation, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna end my search here and go with this because it was taking forever. And I don't really remember much about what people said the Daevabad trilogy is about, because I like going into books pretty blind. I don't really like reading the blurb a lot. I like the synopsis on the back a lot because a lot of times it's very spoilery and I just would rather just not. But I know it's just about a con artist who swindles people out of money and then things happen. That's all I know, and I'm sorry. This is what I'm going to be reading for Constellations 3. I'm excited to get to it. I know a lot of people love the series. The thing that I'm a little hesitant about is that I just tried The Adventures of Amina El Sarafi not long ago, and I DNF'd that one. But it also was a pirate story, so. But I'm a little weary, because I'm not sure how much religion might play into this book, because that was a big focal point in the Adventures of Amina El Sarafi. So a little hesitant, but I really have been wanting to read this one. It sounds more up my alley than that one, so fingers crossed everything goes well, and I'm excited to be reading this for the magical readathon. The course before the last course that I have is Conjuration, Blinding Prism, and I needed to spin a color wheel to pick for the color of the book. And I spun one with my sister and I got blue, and she's been telling me I needed to read this. And one of my favorite booktubers, Clara from Unclarable, loved this book too, so it's just even more of a reason to pick it up since my sister had it and she loved it. Is This Is How You Lose the Time War by Amal El-Mohtar and Max Gladstone. I've been hearing a lot about this. Sometimes people enjoy, like, I think it's like a pretty mixed bag as well. Like, either you love it or you're not really that into it. But it is short, so that'll be easy. But I just know it's sapphic, and it's like these two warring times, and it's like these two people corresponding. That's all I pretty much know. I want to go in pretty blind, but I know my sister really enjoyed it and Clara loved it. And so I'm hesitant because it's not really my kind of book, but I'm willing to try it, especially because it's short, so it should not take me too long for this readathon. So I'm excited to get to that. And then last but not least is Restoration, and that's Regaining Consciousness. Book you think could cure slumps. So a caveat, a disclaimer, a note for this one is it's not one that I personally thought would cure slumps. This is my note that I put on here, is my sister's adamant recommendation. So she thinks this one could cure a slump because I think she read it in one day, and I've been seeing it a lot, like from Steph Loves. Riley from Riley Marie, I think, has this book, and so I was like, I had already seen it on BookTube, but my sister was like, you gotta read this, and I'm like, oh, this doesn't seem like something that I would really go for and would probably not choose as something that would cure a slump, but she's like, you gotta read it. I finished it one day in blah 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 because she was in a slump, and she read it in one day, so she was like, okay. So that is Flawless by Elsie Silver. I know it's like a cowboy romance, and yeah, so if you know anything about me, I'm not much of a contemporary reader, and I'm also not much of a contemporary romance reader. I dabble every once in a while on certain things, but so I personally wouldn't have chosen this as something to cure a slump, but since she really adamantly recommended it to me and said it cured her slump, I was like, okay, I'll give it a go and see if it actually does, because I'm not in much of a slump right now because I have read a few books this month. Look out for a wrap up. I want to see if it is worth the hype because a lot of people really love it and are really loving this author, so I want to see what the hype is about. I'm not really much into cowboys, and it's funny because my sister says that when she read this, she pictured Rhett from, I mean, the guy's name is Rhett Easton, but Rhett from Rhett and Link, like from Good Mythical Morning, if you know anything about that, him. And so I was just like, okay. So she really wants me to read this, so I am. So that is the last book on my TBR for the Magical Readathon. I'm very excited. It is something I look forward to every year since she's created her own. I never did the one that was based on the that series people talk about that I'm not going to mention because so, but since she created this one, I've done it every year since she started it, and I've loved it. The character creations, the building of the world that her and Logan have created, Logan with the art, her with the story, and it's amazing. I love it. Love it. She is one of my favorite booktubers along with Clara, and I just I'm just excited to start this one. And I just wanted to do a quick TBR. I know I didn't go into the synopsis of these books, but it was more for me to show you what I'll be reading because I'm going to be doing weekly reading vlogs, reading these books, and just starting to get back into my weekly reading vlog time, you know. It's been a bit, but we're gonna get back into it. So look forward to the Magical Readathon vlogs, and I hope you enjoyed the TBR. I hope if you like these books, please let me know. I'm a little weary on some of them I'm very excited for, but chunky ones, hopefully I can get done within the month. This is pretty much it for this video. I really wanted to quickly pop in and say these are the books that I'm going to be reading. I'm very excited for the Magical Readathon. Again, thank you to G from Book Roast for creating this readathon. It is amazing. Again, links down below. I'd be very surprised if you don't know anything about it, but always down there. That's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do enjoy my videos, please feel free to give a like and subscribe. I would love to have you here. It really makes my day, and I love seeing you here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.